Now, stock PE. Now, the P is very important. Okay, what is the P ratio of this stock? What is the full form of PE ratio? Price earning ratio. Okay, where we take the market price per share divided by EPS. So it tells you the relationship between earning per share and the market price. Now, those companies whose share price will go up because they have a good earning. So earning per share is a very, very important indicator. If the company is earning more EPS, the share price is going to go up. If the company's EPS starts going decline, the people will sell and the price will fall and the PE ratio is going to fall. Okay. So, and the other way of calculating the PE ratio is take the market cap and divide by net income. Because net income is what? Net income by divided by shares, number of shares is the EPS only. Market cap divided by, number of shares is also the market price per share. So instead of taking the market price per share by EPS, we can calculate the PE ratio by taking the market cap divided by net income. It gives you the same number, PE ratio. Okay. Now, the PE ratio of Ultratech is 52.2. That means it's a valuation metric. It is one of the most followed valuation metrics. Okay, most followed, but not an ultimate. Now, 52, that means it is trading at 52 times than what it is earning. Okay. All India, the Sensex and Nifty, they trade around 22 PE ratio. Fine. So compared to Sensex, all the 30 companies or 50 companies in Nifty, it is trading at a much higher valuation than the average Indian company. So that means Ultratech is expensive compared to the average Indian company. Okay. Average Indian company trades almost half or even less than half. Okay. But that is not the comparison, because there are certain companies who always trade at a higher price earning ratio. The companies which have a great potential, whose future is very good, who are going to earn higher and higher earning per share compared to, because now there can be a student like, any student who is scoring 90%, but the average is 70. Fine. So everybody is not going to get 90. Somebody people have to get 50 also. Somebody has to. So average is, the 25, and this Ultratech is a very good student. It's getting 50. Okay, think about that. So Ultratech is trading at a P multiple of 50. Now, if we have to understand whether this stock is trading at a very high valuation or not, compared to Sensex Nifty, it is trading at a very high valuation. Like suppose if you go to, for example, Nifty. So if I say Nifty, so you can understand, you can see Nifty also. Okay. Nifty's P ratio is how much? 21.9. So Ultratech is trading twice or more than twice, isn't it? So we go back to Ultratech, it's trading 2.5 times. So I'm just saying, yeah, what you're saying, so industry P is how much? You're trying to say that? Industry
valuation. So we will also look at the industry valuation as well to see if it is trading higher than
absolutely, you're right, Archika. You're absolutely right. Good. Now, instead of looking at a Nifty or Sensex, we must look at all the cement companies. What is the average P ratio of the cement companies? Now, if this stock is trading higher than the average P ratio of the cement companies, then we say it's overvalued. Normally, it's not overvalued, but it is valuing at a higher price, not overvalued. It is overvalued, but it can have justified reasons for that. When we say overvalued, we say बहुत ज़्यादा है, ये ज़्यादा चढ़ चुका है, अब आगे नहीं चढ़ेगा. But ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि हमेशा ही ऐसा होगा. Okay, so that we need to analyze. So whole exercise we'll be doing to understand that whether it's overvalued or whether it commands a higher P ratio and justifies a higher P ratio. Sometime even higher P ratio is justified because it has a greater future than all other the average cement companies. जो बाकी सीमेंट कंपनी से सबसे ज़्यादा अच्छी है, तो ज़्यादा अच्छी है तो उसका P ratio भी ज़्यादा होगा दूसरों से. Okay, so in that case it's okay, fine. But if the company is not good, it is trading at a higher P ratio, then we say it's overvalued. Isn't that okay? So if you look at the industry P ratio, it's about 51, and the P ratio of stock is also 52. It's almost trading at, so to look at that P ratio, we just go and see here. Now look at this chart. So it gives you the 7 companies in India which constitute almost like 50% of the market share of India. Now on the top we have Ultratech. Second is which company? Second is which company? So Grasim, who owns Grasim? Aditya Birla. Who owns Ultratech? Aditya Birla. Now Grasim Industries, I have worked for about a couple of years in Grasim Industries also in my life. Okay. Now Grasim Industry should have not been included here, because the Grasim Industry is a part of Ultratech. Ultratech is part of Grasim because Grasim owns 57% of Ultratech. It's a holding company of, it's a subsidiary of Grasim. Okay, Grasim कोई सीमेंट नहीं बनाती है. It's a Ultratech which is making cement. So since both the companies have been, Grasim owns more than 57%, both the companies have been consolidated. Okay. So if you own more than 50% of the company, your accounts will get consolidated. So Grasim is coming just because of that reason. Otherwise, it is not a cement company, but it owns a cement company which is called Ultratech. Okay. So in fact, there are about 6 companies here only.
As Ultratech is already here, then
Huh?
why Ultratech is already here, then why Grasim?
Why the Grasim is coming? Now, this is a site, okay, which is a computer controlled site. So any company which has another company part of it and also manufacturing cement, it will get automatically clubbed there. Okay, it will be called the peer company.
So it doesn't matter, like dealing the cement and
हाँ, हमें क्या करना है, इसको निकाल देना है अपनी एनालिसिस में. But I will not exclude, because this will be a learning to understand what it is causing it. It will distort the P ratio also, isn't it? Fine. So when we will do the analysis, I will just show you. So what I will do, I will make Grasim out of the scenario. But before doing that, I will just show you how much impact it brings to your analysis. Okay, fine. Now, so Grasim Industry. Now there is one very good important thing. What is the market cap of Ultratech? And what is the market cap of Grasim? Grasim owns 60% of Ultratech. The market cap is much lower than the whole of Ultratech. Okay, so Ultratech is much bigger company than Grasim. Okay, I mean it might have happened in the recent years because Grasim was much bigger. Okay, so over the time Ultratech has grown so much that it has outbeaten its parent. Okay, fine. Now, so that means the average PE ratio is 48, whereas Ultratech is 52. So that means Ultratech is trading almost on an average, a slightly higher than the average. Is that okay? And if you exclude, Grasim Industries, that then it will narrow down a little bit more, because the 51.74, okay, and this is 48. So the average will go up slightly to 49 if I exclude Grasim, suppose intuitively. So then it will not be that higher than the average. Is that okay? Is that clear? Now coming back, we have touched the P ratio so many times, so we will just go a little bit further. Now there are other metrics also which are very important compared to the P ratio, because the P ratio is not, the P ratio is one of the ratio. The P ratio, what is the formula? Market cap divided by the net income. Now there is a numerator and a denominator. It is consistent because the numerator talks about the value of shares and denominator talks about the income which is earned by the shares, by the shareholders. So numerator and denominator are in sync. हमने अर्निंग ली शेयर होल्डर की, डिवाइड कर दी शेयर होल्डर की वैल्यू ली, उसको डिवाइड कर दिया शेयर होल्डर्स की इनकम के साथ, ठीक है ना, न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर कंसिस्टेंट. सो सिमिलरली देयर अदर रेशियोज. ओके, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल यू नो is there any ratio called enterprise value to EBITDA? Okay, EV to EBITDA. Okay, EV to EBITDA. There is another ratio called EV to EBITDA. So we have done P ratio. So there is another ratio which is called enterprise value divided by EBITDA. Okay, or it can be enterprise value divided by EBIT also. We can use either EBIT or EBITDA instead of EV upon EBITDA, EV upon EBIT. EBIT is the operating profit what the company earns. Okay, please focus. So there I am introducing you two more ratios apart from P ratio. Enterprise value upon, now some students don't know what is enterprise value, I am just going to talk about, last time we covered enterprise value divided by EBITDA or enterprise divided by EBIT. So it's a numerator and denominator. Now they are consistent. Why? Because the enterprise value, how much is the total capital of the company, the market value of the total value of the company. Okay, so enterprise value is nothing but the market value of all the assets, all the operating assets of the company. Market value of all the operating assets. कंपनी के जितने भी एसेट्स हैं उनकी आज की मार्केट वैल्यू क्या है? ऑपरेटिंग एसेट्स. ओके, फाइन. So the formula to calculate the enterprise value is basically the market cap plus debt minus the cash. Okay, if you do that, you will get enterprise value. Look at the enterprise value here, 3,83,000. It is very close to the market cap. Only debt has been added and the cash has been removed. Okay, you can go to the balance sheet. Okay, if you go to the balance sheet, you look at the borrowings here, 24,000. You add this to the market cap and reduce the cash balance. So how do we do that? Go to the other assets and look for cash here. Cash is how much? 1673. So do this calculation, you will get the enterprise value. Okay, आपने market cap ली, इधर आ जाओ, नहीं तुम भी आगे आ जाओ, ये तीनों ही हैं कुछ, आप तीनों बाहर जाके घूम के आइए थोड़ी देर. Focus here. Enterprise value is nothing but the market cap. Listen here. Enterprise value is what? The market cap plus the debt minus cash. Now cash, why we are excluding cash? Give the that was a that example I gave, but that was not the ideal example. That was just to explain the cash is idle. 1673 crores is not an operating cash. ये तो पड़ा हुआ है कंपनी के पास, कंपनी ने फिक्स डिपॉजिट में रखा हुआ है, थोड़ा बहुत रोजमर्रा के काम के लिए, बाकी सब तो फिक्स डिपॉजिट में है. सो दिस इज आइडियल कैश, नॉट एन ऑपरेटिंग एसेट्स. द कंपनी इज नॉट यूजिंग इट फॉर मेकिंग मोर प्रॉफिट्स, सो इट्स नॉट एन ऑपरेटिंग एसेट ऑफ द कंपनी, इजंट इट? सो दैट्स व्हाई, सो दैट इज द राइट एक्सप्लेनेशन. ये जो टेबल वाला एग्जांपल था, दैट वाज जस्ट टू गिव यू दैट व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू टेल अर्लियर व्हेन आई वाज नॉट डूइंग द एक्चुअल. ओके, फाइन, फाइन, इज दैट ओके? फाइन. सो हाँ, अभी देते बस. Another 2 to 3 minutes and then a short break. Okay. So enterprise value is basically the value of the entire assets. Now, if the value of entire assets we take, तुमने भी बाहर जाना, divided by the operating profit. That means how much profit the company has earned by utilizing those assets. देखो क्या है, वो जो एसेट्स कंपनी ने यूज़ करे थे, चाहे वो बोरोड थे, चाहे कंपनी के इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स के थे, पैसे से लगे थे, उससे कितना प्रॉफिट कंपनी ने कमाया है, विच इज कॉल्ड एबिट, ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट अपॉन द ऑपरेटिंग एसेट्स. सो द न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर इज कंसिस्टेंट, इजंट इट? न्यूमरेटर एंड डिनोमिनेटर आर कंसिस्टेंट. व्हाई दे आर कंसिस्टेंट? एनीबडी जस्ट रेज योर हैंड एंड टेल मी. ऑपरेटिंग EV upon EBIT is consistent. Why? because the assets are entire, whether it has been contributed by the shareholders or by the company has taken loan, सबको मिला के जो एसेट खरीद दे उससे कंपनी ने कितना प्रॉफिट कमाया वो एबिट है, ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट, इजंट इट? तो दोनों के दोनों कंसिस्टेंट हो गए ना। लेकिन जब आपने मार्केट कैप ली थी तब आपने सिर्फ नेट इनकम लिया था। द मार्केट कैप बिलोंग टू द शेयर होल्डर्स। मार्केट कैप इज नथिंग बट द शेयर प्राइस मल्टीप्लाइड द नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, सो डिवाइडेड बाय द नेट इनकम बिलोंग्स टू द शेयर होल्डर्स। तो सिमिलरली EV upon EBIT is consistent. Is that okay? Is it consistent or not? Have you got it or not consistent? समझ आई नहीं आई? Should I explain again? Okay, again. देखो P रेशियो में न्यूमरेटर क्या है? मार्केट कैप, और मार्केट कैप क्या है? द शेयर प्राइस मल्टीप्लाई द नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स। तो इसका मतलब वो जो है शेयर्स की वैल्यू है मार्केट कैप, और नेट इनकम क्या है? वो भी शेयर होल्डर्स को बिलोंग करता है। जब आपने एबिट कमाया, एबिट के बाद आपने इंटरेस्ट दे दिया, आपने डेप्रिसिएशन निकाल दिया, आपने टैक्सेशन दे दिया, जो प्रॉफिट बचा वो तो शेयर होल्डर्स का था, नेट इनकम। तो आपने शेयर होल्डर्स का प्रॉफिट लिया, उसको डिवाइड लिया टोटल कैपिटल, उसको अर्निंग पर शेयर को डिवाइड कर दिया, MPS मार्केट प्राइस पर शेयर डिवाइड बाय EPS। तो दोनों कंसिस्टेंट है ना, दोनों एक ही गुट को बिलोंग करते हैं, शेयर होल्डर्स का पैसा और शेयर होल्डर का प्रॉफिट। ओके, अब हम जब लेते हैं एंटरप्राइज वैल्यू टू एबिट, तो शेयर होल्डर नहीं है उसमें, क्या? ऑल द स्टेक होल्डर्स का पैसा और स्टेक होल्डर्स का प्रॉफिट। जो स्टेक होल्डर क्या है? वो जो प्रॉफिट कमाया था वो एबिट था, दैट इज नथिंग बट द ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट। सो एबिट क्या होता है? वो ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट होता है जो कंपनी कमाती है बाय यूजिंग ऑल द एसेट्स ऑफ द कंपनी। चाहे वो कंपनी ने लोन लिया था या कंपनी ने शेयर होल्डर से लिया था, उससे जो कमाया दैट इज कॉल्ड एबिट। और हमने एसेट्स भी सारे ले लिए। भाई आपने 100 रुपये लगाया बिजनेस में, आप सोचो आपने 100 रुपये बिजनेस में लगाया, उसमें 50 अपना था, 50 याशिका से था, उधार लिया हुआ था। अब आपके पैसे तो 100 लगे और आपने 20 रुपये कमाया उसके ऊपर, तो आपका 20% रिटर्न है ना, आपका 20 इज द एबिट, और आपने टोटल पैसा कितना लगाया? 100। तो दोनों कंसिस्टेंट हैं। अब उसमें से 20 में से 5 आपने इसको दे दिया इंटरेस्ट, तो 15 आपके पास बचा, तो वो आपका शेयर होल्डर का प्रॉफिट है। तो जो 20 रुपये का जो प्रॉफिट था वो तो सारे 100 रुपये में लगाने में मिला था, और इसमें जो था उसमें 50 रुपये याशिका के थे जो उसने उधार पे दिया था, आपने वो भी निकाल दिया और उसका इंटरेस्ट भी निकाल दिया, जो बचेगा वो नेट इनकम और मार्केट कैप बचेगी। इज दैट ओके? सो दैट मीन्स एंटरप्राइज वैल्यू डिवाइडेड बाय एबिट इज अ कंसिस्टेंट। ओके, बस अब लास्ट वाला एक चीज और दिखा के इसको बताओ आप क्या है, फिर हम ब्रेक पे जा रहे हैं। Okay, so but now you know that enterprise value divided by EBIT, which is another matrix which is consistent. The numerator and denominator are consistent. Now just look at your screen. Last before the break, there is something called price to sales. Price क्या है? Market cap या price of the share, और हमने ले ली sales. Okay, price to sales. तो क्या ये कंसिस्टेंट है न्यूमरेटर डिनोमिनेटर? जो सेल्स, हाँ क्या है? नहीं, किसने बोला? हाँ वेरी गुड, नहीं है, क्योंकि जो आपने सेल्स करी है वो कहाँ से करी है? सारे कंपनी के सारे एसेट्स से, जो आपके पास एसेट्स थे, दैट इज अ थिंग ना, जितने भी एसेट्स है उससे आपने सेल करी, और जो प्राइस है वो शेयर होल्डर का प्राइस है, सिर्फ मार्केट कैप ही है। तो यू आर मेकिंग अ मल्टीपल विच इज नॉट कंसिस्टेंट। द न्यूमरेटर बिलोंग्स टू द शेयर होल्डर एंड डिनोमिनेटर बिलोंग्स टू एवरीवन। सो प्राइस टू सेल्स, एक कंपनी अगर ऐसी है जिसका पास कोई उधार लिया ही नहीं हुआ उसने, तो अब ये कंसिस्टेंट है या नहीं है? एक कंपनी जिसका डेट ही नहीं है कोई, तो प्राइस टू सेल्स इज कंसिस्टेंट। हाँ है ना, क्योंकि डेट है ही नहीं, सारा पैसा तो शेयर होल्डर का लगा हुआ है, तो सेल भी तो सारे उसी पैसे से करी होगी। इज दैट ओके? फाइन। सो देयर इज अ मैट्रिक्स कॉल्ड प्राइस टू सेल्स. दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन मैट्रिक्स विच इज यूज्ड बाय द एनालिस्ट, बट इट लैक्स द कंसिस्टेंसी, इजंट इट? बट कई कंपनियों में ये प्राइस टू सेल्स जो होता है बिल्कुल सही देता है, वो कंपनी जिन्होंने उधार लिया ही नहीं हुआ। ओके, या कोई कंपनीज हैं जो रिटेल कंपनीज हैं। ओके, वी विल टॉक अबाउट दैट लेटर। ओके, so how many metrics we have done? Just tell them. Price to sales,
Price value upon EBITDA and market PE ratio.
PE ratio. EV upon EBIT, EV upon EBITDA. So instead of taking EBIT, we take the cash profits, which is called EBITDA. Okay. So we have 4 metrics which we have done. Okay. Fine. Okay. Break, and the break is right up to 10:30.